Hi, I am Sailor Jupiter Lita here, and today I'm going to talk about something that some folks out there might, be thinking. Well, some might actually said it. Is WWE hate kind, or kind hating? Now, over the years in wrestling, but probably in the world, there are those who hate others who are from another kind, having to do with their worship or the way they look or, you know. And this got me to thinking. Now, many folks will say that um, WWE hate is kind hating. And I don't know if it's true or not true. I don't know if it's a saga and tale. You never know about these things. It doesn't mean to say there aren't some folks who work there or some folks that who think that way. I don't know. Now some say that Vince McMahon is a kind hater, but I don't know if that's true or not. But many folks will say, look at the truth. They'll say that anyone who wasn't white didn't go for the heavyweight belt. But that's not actually true. I mean, you had Pedro Morales and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio, and they were Hispanic. Yes, granted that they were Hispanic, but they were not white, you know. And I know there's going to be some folks out there going to say, oh, but you see, Pedro Morales and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio, well, they may have been Hispanics, and they were. So, but there were only like 5 Hispanics, but that still counted as that was a big shift, for that. I mean, if anybody looks at that, they're not going to say that they were kind hating. And then if you look at Yokozuna, who was an Aboriginal, and if you looked at Antonio Aluki, who was Oriental, then right there were 2 more kinds that were not white, you know. And if you looked at The Rock, who was a black Aboriginal, you would see that, yeah, they did that. And then you have Roman Reigns, who's a white Aboriginal. So at the end of the day, there were 4 Hispanics, 1 Aboriginal, 1 Oriental, and 1 black Aboriginal and 1 white Aboriginal. So, yeah, I don't really know if that's kind hating or not. Now, I know there's going to be some folks out there who say, well, if they're not kind hating or hating on another kind, then why is it that Kofi Kingston seems to be booked in the way he's booked? I really don't know. I really don't know. But let's go to some of the belts that are dead now. Like the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, it's true that Ron Simmons and Booker T both won them when it was in WCW. And when it was the World Heavyweight Championship, it was won by Mark Henry. So right there were 3 of them who won that belt who happened to be black. Granted that the first 2 happened in WCW and the other happened in WWE. Go for the ECW Heavyweight Championship, and you will see that there were, at least you had Taz, Bobby Lashley, also Mark Henry, and Ezekiel Jackson. Yes, Taz did win it when he was in ECW 2 times. Well, once when he was ECW, then he was in WWF, but wrestling in ECW. Bobby Lashley won it when he was in WWE, so did Mark Henry, and so did Ezekiel Jackson. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But some folks will say that they were dead belts and they didn't count, that they weren't the big one that everyone, that they're going to say Wait, I got something on my. And some will say that it does. Some would say that since they didn't win the WWE heavyweight belt, then they're going to say that makes it true. Well, until WWE themselves come, until Vince McMahon himself comes out and says that, you know, it's one thing to do it in selfhood, but if you're doing it in true life, that some folks seem to think that it's going on. But also, before I end this movie, Xavier Woods, Biggie Langston did speak out about this. They were talking about should they stay as should they be wrestlers or should they go on to do some other calling. Now, if WWE was truly hating on them and not going to give them any more work beyond what they were giving them, if they really were saying this stuff about WWE, then why would WWE let them put it on their webstead? Why would they let them fillet it on their YouTube or on their webstead? If WWE was, if this was truly going on, WWE would have not let them put it on the webstead or the YouTube channel, you know. But I don't really know what's going on, you know. And a lot of folks will say that well, this wasn't the only a lot of folks will say that um that this, there's truth to it. Well, I don't know until Vince McMahon himself actually says that he's either kind hating or actually says that the saga and tale is based on kind hating. Then it's a whole different thing. But some folks seem to think that it is kind hating. But I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. It is what it is. You know. I'm Sailor Jupiter Lita, and I'll see you later.